I grew up in a Christian household and I went to church most of the time, but as a kid, I never really understood the entirety of God's greatness. I went to church and didn't absorb the lessons. I was just there because my parents brought me there. And God was never really like number one in my life. It was always kind of a side thing.
Before I met God, I just kind of lived life in routine and on repeat. I never really focused on if there's going to be an afterlife or if I have a purpose in life. I just kind of did things for myself. And my mom always had a really strong faith in God. And I always admired that, but I never really wanted that. I never wanted all this set of rules and regulations that I had to follow because of some book to me. It wasn't anything impressive to me.
But the moment that I really clicked with my relationship with God was in 7th grade when I switched schools to a 1A private school. I had a small group of close-knit friends, and we all went on a 7th grade retreat with my school. And it was late at night, and we were worshiping underneath the stars, and the darkness was hiding all the distractions when I realized how great the Lord was and what a huge difference He could make in my life if I accepted Him. And that's when I fell on my knees and just prayed before Him and gave Him my life.
About a year ago, in the middle of the night, a lot of stuff had been piling on top of me, and I was just so done with everything. I was done with pretty much even living, but I just started praying for no apparent reason. I didn't even believe in God at that point. I was just like, it's a shout into the void. Like, if something happens, it happens. And it was like in that moment that calmness came over me. And it was kind of in that moment that I fully accepted God in my life. I was able to recognize Him as He is. I want to go public with it now because I want to be held accountable for my actions and for the words that I say at school and in church and pretty much everywhere. I want people to know that I've fully committed to this, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that I want to live my life for God and not for me.
Ever since I devoted my life to Jesus in 7th grade, I grew in that relationship, but every relationship has its ups and downs. And I think in the end, through all the peer pressure and the culture around me and the plot twists in my life, I really grew tighter to God. And now that I am in a steady relationship with Him, I want to devote my life to Him publicly and get the support of my family and friends.